Hey guys, it's me. So, as you can hear, I'm rotting with a cold. That's why you're not seeing me for a few days. I just was not really video ready. Recent events in the news have had me thinking all kinds of things and sort of trying to mash them together in my head into some sort of semblance of an idea. An idea that's similar to other people's ideas, but still my idea. And I'd like to discuss it with you. Now, yes, this is a gaming channel, so admittedly some of the things I'm going to discuss are of newsy news, like, you know, proper grown-up stuff. Please. But, bear with me, I think I'm onto something here. Right. So, I'm sure a good number of you out there have been made aware that apparently the Olympic Committee is looking to bring in esports. Probably not the next Olympics, but the one after. And that's like, wow. Esports is coming up. You know, it's like, but esports has obviously got a ways to go. I mean, it's always had that barrier of like people not understanding exactly what's going on, especially when if you don't watch something like, say, if you don't play Overwatch, and you're watching an Overwatch match, and it's just all these guys saying all these things about the game. You're like, I don't understand what you're talking about. You know, so there's obviously a language problem there, but that's probably the same with any sport. And the justification of esports actually being sports themselves is enough of a struggle. But the idea that it could come to the Olympics, thus legitimizing esports, is interesting. And then my brain started going through, well, if esports is legitimized, then what else could, you know, this kind of thing be used for? And while I was thinking about that, there's all the stuff, of course, with that nutcase Donald Trump going to North Korea of all places. I mean, I'm sorry, you're having a go at a guy who's got nukes, and you got nukes, and let's face it, Trump is not exactly famed for, shall we say, level-headed decision making. No. It's not something he's famous for. So now it's all fire and fury, and the fire and fury wasn't strong enough, and I mean something more, and what the hell is more, and but then I started looking at that going, right, TV loves this because TV loves war, right? Esports can be televised, in fact is televised in South Korea, and will be televised, of course, if it comes to the Olympics. And what's one of the great things about when you televise an esport is you can have any camera angle you want. You can slow down, speed up, you can do what you like. It's not like filming live, you know, because you can do more with it, and you can overlay stuff, and you can have action replays of the instant. You know, it's just so many things. And then I really started thinking it down into the marrow. What about instead of having actual war, we have e-war, esports turned to military purposes? And I really start to dig down into this and start to really think it through. You know, it's sort of like the money alone that would be saved. Consider how much it costs to have a war. I mean, even before you have the war, you have troops, barracks, bases, vehicles, weapons, ordnance, doctors, you know, command staff, you know, the actual military installations themselves, like the Pentagon and so on and so forth. And it's just piles and piles and piles of epic amounts of money that nobody could ever truly sort of imagine properly to understand how much it is, especially when you talk about the North American military budget. I mean, people have said of it several times that like 1 year's of spending of North American spending on the military, you know, you could feed and clothe the hungry of the world like 5 times over. You know, or cure this disease or do this thing, or you know, so many good things could be done instead of like, oh, I don't know, going to war and getting people killed and killing people. You know, all very laudable stuff. So, to my mind, you take a war, make that a thing, right? You have two groups of people, you know, who are obviously representatives of the two countries that want to get into it. And basically, you know, they'd play like COD or something, you know, and you let them at it. Nobody has to die. It can be totally televised. You know, all the networks can have all the lovely footage they want out of it. It's like costs a lot less than actually having an actual war. You know? To me it just seems like win, 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 win and win. The only people that probably lose out when you get right down to it would be the military industrial complex. But then they're not exactly hurting anyway. So yeah, there's a lot that could be done, and considering a lot of the technologies that have come from the military have ended up in the civilian sector, i.e. computing technologies for it, have definitely been improved because of military technologies. I mean, you just have to look at the space program to see that. So, you know, in the end, they'd still make their dollar. So it's definitely food for thought, you know. We move from, oh, computer games are just for kids, to esports, what on earth is that? To, oh, what's some esports? That stuff's kind of fun. To, right, these two countries want to have a go at each other. Do it on computers. And I must admit, I really prefer that. And I cite a source for why I've been thinking these kind of things for so long, and finally actually buried it down into esports. And I would alert you to a Dean Cain movie by the name of Future Sport. Now, some of you younger ones are going, who the hell is Dean Cain? Dean Cain basically is an actor who played Superman in a TV series called Superman: The Adventures of Lois and Clark. Eventually, it was originally called just Superman, but then they changed the title to that full thing. In the 90s. Yes, the magical 90s when some of you weren't even born. Sorry, I told you I had a cold. Anyway, and basically they did this movie with him and Wesley Snipes and a few other, you know, Z-list actors. And they have this sport where basically this guy's on boards and rollerblades and stuff, and they've got an electrified ball and a goal at either end. Excuse me. Anyway, an electrified ball and a goal at either end to get it in, and if they hold on to the ball too long, the ball becomes electrified and they get shocked and blah blah blah. Decent little movie, total made for TV job. Got up there. Anyway, so you know, the idea has definitely got legs. The only thing would be to convince, you know, the relevant parties that this would be a better idea. And though you could probably convince the likes of Kim Jong-un to do it, because you know, the South Koreans are super good at video games and have incredible esports teams, and they always want to prove superiority to the West and to South Korea. So if you can convince Kim Jong-un to do it, then maybe you can convince Donny Boy to do it and all. And if them two get behind it, then anybody can get behind it. And maybe we could be on the way to a slightly less dangerous future. Because, yeah, you don't have to fire thermonuclear weapons, you know, and destroy the entire biosphere. Because nobody wins a nuclear war. That's simple. Unless you're Skynet, nobody wins a nuclear war. Okay guys, thoughts, feelings, comments, all that lovely stuff down below. And please, remember, if you ever have any questions or anything, contact, you know all the stuff. As always, please remember to rate, favourite, comment, share, subscribe. And of course, as always, I, no bother.